History and ancient mythology tell strange yet consistent stories all over the world. These strange stories usually consist of godlike creatures guiding mankind. These creatures are sometimes thought to have come from the heavens, and sometimes they are thought to have come from the underworld. The Hollow Earth theory is a theory put forth by Edmund Halley in 1692. He believed that Earth had a hollow shell that was about 500 miles thick. He believed Earth also had two inner concentric shells and an innermost core, about the diameters of Venus, Mars and Mercury. He believed that atmospheres separated these shells, and each shell has its own magnetic pole. Halley proposed this in order to explain abnormal compass readings. Skeptics argue that studies of seismic waves is different to what they would expect from an hollow Earth. Others claim that gravity and the density of the planet also do not line up with the hollow Earth theory. It is therefore assumed that Earth is filled with solid rock, liquid nickel iron alloy and solid nickel iron, but the truth is the deepest hole drilled to date is only about 12,376 meters deep, so human knowledge of what lies beneath us is limited to say the least. Many parts of the ancient world believed that Earth was hollow and occupied by strange creatures and gods. The Nagas of ancient India were believed to have emerged in ancient times from a subterranean land inside the Earth. There are legends from the Taino people that their ancestors emerged in ancient times from two caves that were located underneath a mountain. In ancient Greek mythology, Hades is the god of the underworld. It is also a location. Zeus managed to force his father to disgorge his siblings after Cronus had eaten them in fear of being killed by one of them, as prophesied. After their release, the six gods, along with their allies, the gods for power in the Battle of Titanomachy. It was a divine war. After a 10-year war, the younger gods were victorious. Hades and two of his brothers, Poseidon and Zeus, drew lots for realms to rule. Zeus got the sky, Poseidon got the seas, and Hades received the underworld, an unseen realm in which the souls of the dead go upon leaving the living world. The underworld is said to be a dark place with souls of the dead wandering around aimlessly and confused. Hades was also described as being either at the outer bounds of the ocean or beneath the depths or the ends of the earth. It was the dark counterpart of the brightness of Mount Olympus. It was the kingdom of the dead. Persephone was the daughter of Demeter. She was the goddess of the harvest. She was abducted by Hades, who desired her as a wife. When Persephone was gathering flowers, she was entranced by a narcissus flower planted by Gaia to lure her to the underworld as a favour to Hades. Upon picking the flower, suddenly the earth opened up. Hades appeared in a golden chariot and carried Persephone into the underworld. When Demeter found out that Zeus had given Hades permission to abduct Persephone and take her as a wife, Demeter became enraged at Zeus and stopped growing the harvest for the earth. Zeus sent Hermes to the underworld to take Persephone back to her mother. However, she had already eaten 6 pomegranate seeds, and therefore she was forever tied to the underworld, as a pomegranate seed was sacred to the underworld. The Evenese are 3 goddesses associated with the souls of the dead and the underworld. They focus on avenged crimes against the natural order of the world. They consist of Electra, Megaera and Tisiphone. They were particularly concerned with crimes done by children against their parents, such as murder or unfilial conduct. These goddesses are said to be feared by the living. The Evenese were dreaded by the living because they embodied the vengeance of a person that was wronged against his wrongdoer. In ancient Greece, Tartarus is both a deity and a place. The place is in the deep abyss, and it is used as a dungeon of pain and torment and suffering for the most wicked, and as a prison for the Titans. Tartarus is understood to be as far below Hades as Earth is below the heavens. The Book of Enoch states that God placed Archangel Uriel in charge of the world and of Tartarus. Tartarus is generally understood to be the place where the 200 fallen angels, or the Watchers, are imprisoned. In Celtic mythology there is a legend of a cave called Cruachan. It's known as Ireland's Gate to Hell, a mythical and ancient cave from which, according to legends, strange creatures would emerge in ancient times and be seen on the surface of the earth. There are also tales of medieval knights and saints who went on pilgrimages to a cave located in County Donegal in Ireland, where they are said to have made journeys inside the earth into a place of purgatory. Tahafa de Denan translates to the tribe of the gods. They are a race of supernaturally gifted people in Irish mythology. They are thought to represent the main deities of pre-Christian Gaelic Ireland. They are generally depicted as kings, queens and heroes of the distant past. They are thought to have possessed supernatural powers. Some writers have acknowledged that they were once worshipped as gods. They are sometimes considered to be the group of people that are believed to have introduced Druidism to Ireland before going back into the underworld. The Native Americans talk of a race of giants that lived underground, as well as many other strange creatures. Ant people and star gods are also spoken about in Hopi legends. A strange coincidence appears to be that ant people were known to the Native Americans as Anunnaki, Anu meaning ant and Naki meaning friends, almost the same as the Sumerian Anunnaki. He believed that Earth had a hollow shell that was about 500 miles thick. He believed Earth also had two inner concentric shells and an innermost core, about the diameters. History and ancient mythology tell strange yet consistent stories all over the world. These strange stories usually consist of godlike creatures guiding mankind. These creatures are sometimes thought to have come from the heavens of Venus, Mars and Mercury. He believed that atmospheres separated these shells, and each shell has its own magnetic pole. And sometimes they are thought to have come from the underworld. The hollow earth theory is a theory put forth by Edmund Halley in 1692.